my channel. So today's video is going to be a story time video. Miles posted one about how he stabbed himself as his first video on this channel, and recently something happened to me that I'm just so taken aback by because it's just so ridiculous that I have to talk about it because it doesn't feel like real life. So if you didn't know, I live in Narragansett, Rhode Island, in a beach house with my two friends. So at the beginning of the semester, I was also taking a business development class because I was a business minor. So as part of the class, we had to subscribe to the Wall Street Journal because we are going to be using it every class to stay up to date on events, and we are just going to be using it for different activities every single class. So I needed to have the paper for the week. So it was a 15-week subscription. I subscribed to the Wall Street Journal. I don't read the newspaper, so I was kind of like, but I had to for class. Well, I ended up hating the class, and I was able to drop it, and I'm not a business minor anymore. So now I'm stuck with this 15-week subscription to the Wall Street Journal when I don't read the newspaper. And, you know, being a college student and just a teenager in general, I'm a little forgetful. Like, we have to admit, our parents do remind us to do things, and I am a forgetful person. I forget stupid little things all the time. So sometimes I would forget to take in the newspaper because I didn't need it for class, so it never crossed my mind. Usually there is not more than 2 newspapers on my lawn at a time. There was this one instance where I was just completely irresponsible and there were 6 newspapers on the lawn, and I can understand that being like a little come on, pick up your newspapers, but that was one time out of the almost 3 months that I have lived in this house and gotten the newspaper. People from the town of Narragansett come knocking on the door. I'm knocking on the door like they're the fucking police. You work for the town of Narragansett, so calm down. Rhode Island is this big. It takes 45 minutes to get from the most southern part of Rhode Island to almost the northern part of Rhode Island, so simmer down. And they issue a citation for not picking up my newspapers. What? So first, it's my newspaper. My name is Natalie, and this citation is made out to Rachel Buddy. I kid you not. Rachel Buddy. Well, considering that my roommate's name is Rachel Duddy and it's not her newspaper, we're already off to a bad start. Residential neighbors have been complaining that it is offensive to them. The neighborhood I live in is 98% URI students. All the people rent these houses out during the academic year, and the college students rent them and live by the beach. So I can count on one hand how many people in this whole entire neighborhood live here year-round. One hand. And since my life is a continuous series of unfortunate events, I live across the street from 2 out of the 5 permanent residents. So I clearly know who has been complaining about my newspapers because any other college student doesn't give a fuck about whether you pick up your newspaper or not. But apparently this house and this house care a lot about my newspapers. Look, one of them is leaving right now. I'm literally watching her leave because I just hate this woman so much. So much. So they've been sending in pictures of my lawn with the newspapers on it as proof that I don't pick up my newspaper. A guy from the town also says that this is our second warning about picking up the newspapers. I'm sorry, where was the first warning? Because I have never, ever gotten a warning to pick up my newspapers. Maybe they telepathically sent me the first warning and I just wasn't connected that day or something. But on the citation, it also says, must pick up newspapers every day. This is your last warning. Next time will be $100 fine. Your house is going to be monitored. I'm going to drive by every day to make sure that there is not more than 1 newspaper on the lawn and you have a day to pick it up. If there is more than 1 newspaper in the lawn, I am going to be fined $100 per extra newspaper on the lawn. And I am laughing this whole time because I'm expecting Ashton Kutcher to jump out of the car next and be like, yay, got you, pranked, the cameras to come out, here's a couple grand for being on the show, your stupidness really entertained us. But no, there's no cameras, no one else gets out of the car. This is the real deal. This man is really at my door yelling at me. Why be so passive aggressive about it? Like, you can't come knocking on my door and be like, hey, listen, we live across the street. We like to keep the neighborhood really clean and neat looking. Can you please try to remember to pick up your newspapers? I would have reacted in a completely different way. I would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Talking about it just makes me think it's more of a joke, and it really is not a joke. I better not throw a party or anything because they'll send the motherfucking SWAT team after me. We have war on the other side of the world and children starving everywhere, but I need to pick up my newspapers. That is the central issue here. Since I'm really, really mature, I changed the subscription address, so now my lovely neighbors across the street will be receiving my newspaper, and I hope they pick it up, because if they don't, I will be taking pictures and I will be sending them into the town. Pick up your fucking newspaper.